Generally for guitar, solo guitar, the bass is just going to be on 1 and 3. Primarily on the 6th string. I'm not strict with that. I'll hop around from the 5th or the 6th depending on the root of the chord. But generally, João Gilberto was sticking on the 6th string root, so you get an inversion a lot of times. It's so minimalistic. That's the thing, is try to stick with that one pattern throughout. And again, you want to get that pinch, this, like a piano at the same time, like this. And that's the pattern right there. 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, and. Experiment, even with placement, just for fun. Make it sound. It sounds really nice and warm over the, right there, the sweet spot. But if you want it brighter, and then take it through the chords, G sharp diminish. But I'm often leaving this finger down here. This is a good trick because a book might say G sharp diminish, but it's nice to keep the E here. Nice. 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, and. And the thing that I was mentioning that you can do is to add the chord on the and of 4 and 1. But now I turned it into a 2-bar pattern. Sorry, let me do that again. Yeah, actually, it sounds better. If you want to do that, it does sound better. I notice that I will not do the chord on beat 1 immediately, like this, and then I break it up bass chord. So it really does become a 2-bar pattern. So here's just a 1-bar pattern. Here it is with the chords. I'm going to play a little bit faster. Here's a 2-bar pattern with the and of 4. So it's 1, 2, 3, and 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 etc. We'll talk about the chord shapes in a second here. But hopefully you guys are giving that a try. And the bass is always on 1 and 3. 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, and boom, boom. You don't need to fancy it up unless you want to do the whole pianoistic thing that I talked about. Which I like that a lot too. That's a nice change of tempo. Or sorry, it was a change of tempo. Change in feel. Okay, so there's, again, not one rule. I would definitely, it's nice just to go tune by tune and say, here, try this out for that particular pattern. So on this particular version, he's not necessarily strict with that one pattern, even though it sounded like he was doing it early on. Of course, you're going to improvise a little bit, but it's nice to also lock into a pattern. Notice one other thing, those high notes that you can hear. The high notes are really ringing out. Almost like you're playing some suggested chord melody or like a little piano's holding a note. So that's a kind of a nice thing to do. It's almost like chord melody again. Just to get those melodic notes in the chord voicings to ring, especially on the first string. You can even add the 9s on the second string. That's getting a little bit more fancy again. You can think about where you're placing the thumb. Just don't have your thumb back here. You got to make sure your thumb's out a little bit more out in the front. Okay, A minor set 6. G sharp dim with this note added on. And yes, that is almost like a sharp 9 sound. This is a G sharp dim, but it's also really just a substitute for E7. So it's almost like E7 with a flat 9, so basically just putting that E back on. See, that's where the melody note is. I'll say that kind of slower. It starts with A minor 6. Sometimes it says D9/A. That essentially is A minor 6. And then the 5 chord is the E7. So it's kind of doing a walk down bass inversions. So that chord here is basically almost like an E7 again. G sharp diminish, but add the E on. And that's a really sweet little trick. I think I talked about this before. You could do this. With that diminish, you can slide it around every 3 frets. Okay, whenever you have a diminish, but in this case, I'm showing you the diminish sliding around 3 frets, but adding on that little scale tone. And that's coming out of the half whole diminished scale. Don't get me started on that. Let's keep going. G minor 6, or G minor 7, or G minor 11. Your choice, or G minor 9. Beautiful chord. And then C7, I'm gonna do C7 altered. This is not following my chord melody, by the way. I'm just kind of showing you some things that I might like to do right now. C7 flat 9, and then F diminished 7. And notice the use of open strings here to the F major 7. That just gives it that little bit of tension, well, a lot of tension, before it resolves. So let's try that again. And I'm just going over shapes with you. We don't necessarily need to do the comping pattern again. A minor 6. G sharp dim with the E added on, the flat 5, you can call it. Sharp 5, sorry. G minor 9. C7 flat 9. Maybe add the G on there. F dim. F major 7. Now we can piece it in time. Nine, flat 9, diminish. Okay. Let's go on. F minor 9. We could do it here, or we could do it here. I'm gonna do it here. The 2 different shapes, either 6-string root or 5th string root. We talked about this last time. Here's dominant 9, here's major 9, here's minor 9, here's flat 9, dominant 7, flat 9, here's sharp 9. Know your 9th chords. This is a nice little, just a little quick routine, but F minor 9, B flat 13, E minor 7, A7 sharp 5, add some dissonance there. Try flat 5 for fun. D9. And again, you can even add the A in the bass even too. D minor 7. Corcovado, oh how. G13. G sharp dim. I don't have the chart. I'm just going by what I would normally do. So it might not say that. It might just say D minor 7, G7, dip back to A minor 6. Now we're at the measure 17 here. Is there a G sharp dim there? Do they put that back into the A minor 6? If not, it's in my chart. I know I always do that. So basically I'm going 2-5, D minor 7, G13, G sharp dim, A minor 6. That's a nice little chromatic bass line movement. So you have this. And just to give my hand a rest there, I noticed that I just played the A open string. And then I did that A minor 6. Okay, you could even do that add 9 chord we talked about, or A minor 9 we talked about last time, just for a variation. There's that little fill there that we talked about. G minor 9, C13. Notice how I'm mixing it up now, just for fun. I'm doing a different path. There's that F major 7 flat 5, the Lydian chord I called it earlier, to the major 7. And now I'm just going to stay in that position. So basically I didn't want to just repeat myself that time around, just to show you a demonstration of different voicings. I who was lost and lonely. So it's F minor 7, B flat 13, that's a 2-5, E minor, believing that life was only, and that was E minor 7 to just a plain old A minor. You could do A7 sharp 5 if you want a dominant sound there, but what should be written is A minor. Kind of that modal cadence again. I'm going to go backtrack. B flat 13, little flat 5 action there. E minor, A minor, 7 or 9, D minor, G13, found in you, E half dim, A7 flat sharp 5, flat 9, add those colors on if you want, D minor 7, believing that, how about something different here, G sus. G sus is basically F/G. Is G, actually the correct term is G9 sus 4. You'll just see it say G sus. So play F triad. Again, you can wrap your thumb around, but on this guitar it's too wide. So I actually do try to get a clean fingering. And then take off this. So it's a G7. Little small movements are really sweet. I'll do that again. F, but then refinger it so you can get your G in the bass. And that's 1 flat 7, 9, 4. Take off the 9 and the 4, now you got root and 3. And then put a diminished quickly, G sharp dim to lead you back to the beginning. Unless you wanted to end the song, then you'd go to C6. So you'd have this. Again, that's pretty inside sounding, really nice. So, or this, C6. C6, these are really nice. This is where I always say Brazilian music and the voicings and colors, very similar to gypsy jazz or specifically Django. A lot of 6/9s, a lot of interesting flat 5s, you know. I think it's the French influence for sure. So again, C6. I like a major 7 like this. Maybe I don't wrote this on. I'm adding on that major 7 here, the B. Okay, here's 6. Here's 7. Here's major 7. Okay, all from the basic shapes that you already know, you can get these sweet colors. So that whole last 8 bars is kind of where all the excitement happened. Notice I went from B flat 13 to B flat 7 sharp 5, E minor, A minor. There's that nice chord we use in Black Orpheus, D minor, G, in you, E minor 7 flat 5. Notice I'm going to do this little diminished trick. And that was just that diminished run. And then D minor. On my chord melody arrangement, I did thirds. And then this time I'm going to change it to flat 9. I'm going to do this if I kick it. So I put the A flat here. And then finally to that C major 7. It's a little bit more modern-y than Brazilian styles, or just this. That's pretty much maybe as easy as you can get. But that F, if you're wondering, that flat 9, you take this, what you just did, take this note, flat 9, and then you can get that open B string, and then C major 7 like this. Whew, that's a good workout too. Beautiful, beautiful song. I didn't do the melody, but you know, always learn the tune. That's what I always say. maybe up an octave. And that, of course, will get us into improvisation. If you guys want to talk about that next time, a lot of similar stuff. So that's what's good that we did all that improv talk on Black Orpheus, because you can apply it all to hear some of the modal know when it's a mode quality, know when you want that tension for the harmonic minor or the melodic minor, or etc. Some chord tone improv. So, but learn the melody. The melody's so pretty, and I'm hearing the words, the English words at least. Quiet nights and quiet stars, quiet chords from my guitar, floating on the silence that surrounds us. Quiet walks and quiet. And that will help you interpret it and you make it lyrical, make it sing, put some vibrato, put some pull-offs, put some slides on there. Those are all things that make the melody sound very human, very lyrical, not just, staccato and straight. So I'll see you guys in 2 weeks. Thank you so much.